welcome back again. This is Mr. Osama Mukbil, the English teacher and the self-improvement coach. Dear friends, in the previous episode, we learned together how to answer this question in detail. What does she like? What does he like? And what do you like? And I told you if you want to make this question more specific, you can add this expression to it. What kind of? What kind of books do you like? What kind of sports do you like? What kind of hobbies does she like? What kind of foods does he like? And so on and so forth. And actually, before we set the ball rolling and answer our question for today, I'd like just to seize this opportunity to thank you wholeheartedly for sharing your ideas on the previous episode we had together. And I was very glad when I knew that some of you love action movies, documentary movies, romance movies, cartoon movies, and so on and so forth. Today, our question is, what does she look like? Or what does he look like? And for sure, what do you look like? How can we answer this question? And what is the information required to answer this question? We are going to get to know everything about the answers to these questions in our episode for today. So, let's get started. Okay, guys. Actually, because I felt that the lesson was sort of long, I decided to divide the lesson in two parts. Today, I'm going to finish the first part of it, and next time in the upcoming episode, I'm going to complete the rest of the lesson. So our lesson for today revolves around this question, what does he or she look like? Each time we ask this question, we must remember one thing, the appearance of the person you are describing. Appearance means the look. How does he or she look like? We are talking about the appearance or the look of the person you are describing. Now, when you want to describe someone, you should remember a couple of ideas. Today, we're going to finish 3 points, and in the upcoming episode, we are going to finish the last 2 points. Number 1 point is age. And when you want to describe someone's age, you must remember these 3 adjectives. Number 1, young, middle-aged, or old. We have more expressions you can use. Teenager. Now, what does it mean, teenager or teen? Anyone whose age is between 13 years old up to 19 years old. One more time. Teenager or teen, anyone whose age is between 13 years old up to 19 years old. 13, 14, 15, 16. That's why this person is called a teen or teenager. Or simply you can say that he is young. Okay, now the second adjective is middle-aged. Middle-aged. What does your uncle look like? Actually, he is a middle-aged man. Or you can say that he is in his 30s or in his 40s. You know, I don't know how old he is exactly, but I think that he is in his 30s or in his 40s. Now, the last adjective, especially if you are describing someone so old, you can say that my grandparents, my grandfather, my grandmother is old. Or you can say she is in her 70s or he is in his 80s. What does your grandfather look like? He's an old man. I think that he is in his 90s, right? Now, the second thing you should remember is color of the eyes. And here we have 5 colors: black, brown, green, blue, or hazel. I think that the first 4 colors are very familiar with you, except the last one, hazel. Hazel eyes, the same color of my eyes. Hazel, you know, we can say that it's a brownish, or it looks like the color of honey. Okay, so do you have blue eyes, green eyes, black eyes, or hazel eyes, exactly like the color of my eyes? So we can say, what does your grandfather look like? He's an old man. I think that he is in his 70s, and he has beautiful brown eyes. Cool? Very good. Now, the last thing is the weight. The weight. Thin, fat, or slim. We are going to describe someone's weight. At first, if he is very thin, especially those people who don't eat a lot, we can say that he is very thin or she is very thin, especially those people who don't like eating at all. The second one is slim. Slim is thin but in a beautiful way. And you can use fit or well built. Especially these two adjectives are used when you are describing someone who exercises or works out. Okay? Especially when they have good muscles. So we can say that here we have thin, very thin. Number two, slim, graceful or beautiful. Fit or well-built, these two adjectives are used to describe someone who has a good shape or someone who exercises and works out regularly. Finally, I know that everybody hates it. Fat. I know that this word is sort of informal and sometimes it's impolite to say that someone is fat, especially among students at schools. Please stop using this word. Please don't call someone, oh, look at you, you are very fat. No, 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 please. You can say that he is overweight. Now, this word is more polite, more courteous, and more formal. So, if you ask me about one of my family members, now what does your elder brother look like? Okay, we can say that my elder brother is middle-aged. He is in his 30s. What about the color of his eyes? He has very beautiful blue eyes. Yes, you may get shocked, but actually he has a beautiful blue eyes. What about his weight? Actually, he is thin. So he is a middle-aged man. He has very beautiful blue eyes and he is kind of thin. Okay? Hopefully you understood the lesson very well. Until I see you again, I wish you a very wonderful weekend full of love, passion, enthusiasm, positivity, inner peace, and all kinds of happiness. And remember that English is like anything else you want to learn. It requires a lot of practice with love, passion, enthusiasm, determination, and positivity. Bear in mind that you won't be a beginner anymore if you keep practicing regularly. So from now on, I don't want you to be just a passive receiver. You just keep receiving information from me and you don't use anything. So please do me a favor and write in the comments the description of one of your family members or one of your friends. What does your brother look like? Or what does your uncle look like? What does your nephew look like? Just use the information we have studied together today. The age, the color of the eyes, and finally the weight. Don't use anything else because in the upcoming episode, we're going to add more details and then you can mix them all together to write a very specific and detailed description of the person you're going to describe. Have a nice weekend. I feel so good. I feel so close to you. Oh, oh, oh.